Hey everybody, welcome back. Jordan here. Today we're going to be building the amazing Lego Music Club inverted corner modular building. But wait a minute, this here is assembly square. Yeah, actually we have to use 3,336 parts from this awesome Lego Creator Expert set to create the rebrickable model of the Music Club inverted corner. And boy oh boy am I ever excited to do that today. I mean, honestly, this is one of my favorite modular buildings, and obviously we already have one of these in the Lego City. The really cool thing about it is it's 1.5 base plates, and this essentially looks like 3 different buildings, which of course are all multi-floor, and it is massive. You can tell just by the size of the box that this thing is just gigantic, and it's completely modular, and I love it. But I can't wait to use all the parts and pieces from this amazing set to create this awesome inverted corner. So of course, the first thing that we have to do is part this thing out, and it's going to be a task because it's got a huge piece count. Right? Like there's 4,002 pieces in this thing here, and we've got to extract all the pieces that we need. And in order to do that, obviously we have to part it out and thoroughly sort all of the pieces by part type and by color, etc. to find all the pieces that we need to build our Music Club inverted corner. So of course I've got empty Pab cups ready to go, and I've got an assortment of Ziploc bags ready to go as well. And you know what? I've done this quite a few different times. I've done it with the Disney costume shop right here, which of course we built using the parts and pieces from the Disney castle. Also, we did it with Sesame Street right over there by the Sanctum Sanctorum, and of course the pub, which we used the parts and pieces from the corner garage. So I really like building rebrickable models. They definitely integrate beautifully in Lego City scenes, and I can't wait to do it today with the inverted corner music club. And you know what? We've got a pretty awesome spot open for it right over there where you can see a couple food vendors. So we're going to start parting that out here right away, and I'll show you how I did that and sort of the end result of the part out. But the first thing we're going to do is actually go to rebrickable.com. Now on rebrickable.com, that's where any creator can actually upload instructions for alternate builds or custom mocks as well. What the neat thing is if you just search the set name or also the set number, this one here is 10255. If you just search that, it's going to pull open all of the different mocks in which you can build using all of the parts and pieces from the assembly square. So you'll see that there's actually more than one option here. You can build a dentist office, you can build this jazz cafe right here, and this is the inverted corner that we're going to build today. Now, I am so sorry, I do not want to mispronounce your name, but this is the gentleman right here that uploaded the instructions or is selling the instructions on rebrickable.com. And if you click on his name, it will show all his other creations. You can see that he has created some pretty cool stuff, including the Big Ben alternate build. So this is the inverted corner. The really cool thing about it is it's an inverted corner and there's no other modular building like it. And it looks really good when it's integrated with the other modulars. For example, here you can see it between the detective's office and also the brick bank. It's got lots of interior details, and of course we'll have a look at the entire model in this review and build video. So let's get started parting this thing out because it's going to take some time. So after a while of sorting, about 3 hours or so, we've got all the parts and pieces from the assembly square ready to go. I've started spreading them out because we're about to start building. So I've got 2x plates, 1x plates over there in that bag, large plates, 4x plates, cheese wedges, 1x1 plates, circular elements, arch pieces, 1x2 plates, 1x2 bricks, snot bricks, 1x1 bricks, larger 1x bricks, and just sort of sort all of the parts and pieces by part type. Somewhat how I sort all of the pieces in our inventory. Then I've also whipped out a little side table here for all the tiles and stuff like that, just so we have a little bit more working space when building our new Music Club alt build. Can't wait to get started and show you guys the end result. So after building the model, these are all the pieces that you're left over with. It's really not bad. It's just over 600 pieces, so about 15% shrinkage, if you want to call it that. And you know what? You're left with some great things that can be integrated into your own parts inventory, like a whack of snot bricks. Also, of course, you get all of the minifigures as well from the assembly square, so you can use those to populate your city. There's a bunch of 1x2 bricks, 1x1 bricks, some windows and whatnot, which are good for any Lego inventory, some circular pieces. So it's really not too bad, and I'm really excited to show you guys this awesome inverted corner, which is just brilliant. So first off, once again, huge shout out to the designer for providing these instructions on rebrickable.com. Did a fantastic job of using most of the parts and pieces from Assembly Square to create this awesome inverted corner music club. One thing I will say, it's pretty neat how you can just take Assembly Square and build this thing here. There's no additional parts required. However, you can tell when you build this that the designer worked with the restraints of that. So there are some missing parts and pieces that you might want to add to it just to make it more complete. Starting on the ground floor here, we have lots of great parts being used to create some unique elements to give this building some nice texture and detail. You can also see that it's inset one stud, and it's framed using various arch pieces. Some of these panels here, specifically this one actually in the corner, was very difficult to create. I actually swapped my lamp post out for a black one, as that's what I use in my city. Actually obtained all those from the extras packs. There's also a little spot here where you can seat 2 minifigures at a table with a little umbrella. It's almost like a little patio for the music club. Moving on to the second and third floor here, you can see that there's actually some great colors being used. We have the sand blue, which I just love. Also some great textures using these profile bricks, and also these rounded style tiles here as well. The windows come off the wall about half a stud, and you'll see that these windows are taller than these windows. That's because the ground floor and the second floor are 8 bricks tall, whereas the top floor is actually 5 bricks tall. So you've got different windows being used on each floor. And also all of them have the flowers out front, which is nice. And did I mention? Yeah, there's a really cool brick-built guitar here that's stuck to the wall. And also this angle right here is really cool. It's an inverted corner, so they had to make that angle happen somehow. And I'm glad it's not just a straight up 90 degree. The way they actually built that is they used the elements that you would put on the bottom of a chair to make it spin. So definitely some great part usage here, and it looks amazing. One thing that's a little bit odd is actually the frontage of the building. And what I mean by that is it's quite small. This little bit of sidewalk is the only sidewalk you get. But when you look at it in theory, it makes sense because there's technically going to be a modular building against that wall, and also another modular building pressed up against that wall to fill that awkward corner in your Lego city. Really nice design on the roof here. Starts by using the inverted slopes, also the inverted like arch slopes, which is really neat, the 1x1 modified bricks, and also up here we've got some of those nice arched pieces there with the 1x1 modified plates with the teeth, arches in there, these little silver pieces, and also some connection elements there to add a little more texture to the roof. As for the remainder of the roof, it's just framed using some 1x and 2x white plate. That leads us to the back of the building here, where we have lots going on. On the back of the building, you can see that the designer did struggle with some part constraints. In particular, you can see that with the staircase, definitely does not meet code. I'm not a huge fan of these open snot bricks right here. It's pretty wobbly, and it definitely needs some more parts. You could use a bunch of parts from your inventory just to complete this, add a handrail, maybe even add some vines or bushes or flowers or something going up the snot brick wall that supports that staircase. Also, you'll note that some of these black window frames do not have glass within. Also in the back of the building here, we have lots of nice textures that are created using some snot bricks and dark nougat tiles. I believe that's dark nougat. Also, we have some cheese wedges, and the windows sit on top of dark tan 1x2 slides. And they use some of these dark blue slope elements here to create some unique textures as well. The back entrance is an angled entrance, and there's a light on either side of it. Also, that staircase leads to the balcony right up here, as this is actually an apartment on top of the music club. And on that balcony, there is a nice mini build here of a swing. So there it is. It has a nice yellow awning with those tooth elements. It's actually stuck onto a lightsaber blade, and this will swing just like that there. Definitely a nice mini build. The instructions say to put it like that. However, it blocks the door. So I think you're better off probably putting it like this so it doesn't block the door. Assembly Square has lots of different unique colors in all sorts of different parts. So there's lots of 1x bricks in light bluish gray, sand green, sand blue, tan, dark bluish gray. Also a lot of tiles. And you'll see a lot of those unique tiles when we get into the interior. Here's an example of another part constraint. We do not have any window glass once again in that 4x6 window frame. So a great model on the outside, and you know what? There's lots going on in the inside as well. So let's take a look at that right now. Of course, it's modular, so it comes off very easy. In fact, this floor is only held on by two 1x2 jumpers. Right here is the back entrance leading to this narrow hallway here. It's got a couple lights there. A piano build right here, which is pretty cool. Definitely an interesting design. That has a stool in front of it. There's another stool here for the drummer as well. And this curved stage is pretty neat. You've got the drum set with the electric guitar, also the acoustic guitar, the saxophone here, and these are on hinges so you can angle them back if you wanted. And then there's a couple speakers on the front of the curved stage. Assembly Square has lots of tiles in it, so you can see this whole area here is 100% tiled, and there's some unique shapes of tiles in here. Definitely a good use of all of the tiles of Assembly Square. Also, the dance floor says go on it. Not a huge fan of the word go on there. In fact, I might use some tiles from my own inventory and maybe make this like a checkered dance floor of some sort. Then over here we have the staircase leading up to the second floor. And this is a little seating area. It's like closed off. It's got railings around it. Then there's just a couple of tables where you'd have people standing. There's two speakers, a clock on the wall. And over here, there's a nice little jukebox build as well. Had a great time building that. Definitely a nice design. Got some chrome elements in there along with sand green. Definitely a nice mini build. So there we have the ground floor. Let's move up to the second floor. So the second floor is definitely pretty interesting. It's actually like a balcony or a mezzanine where guests can look down onto the stage there. And this is actually a light that's on a couple hinges and can just hinge down. So balcony going all the way around. There's a little thing here that opens up. There's actually a gun inside there. When we flip it around this side here, for some reason there is a syringe snot bricked to the wall right here, and also a print piece. Over here we've got a nice little bucket seat in olive green. There's actually another clock snotted right here to the railing as well. And the bucket seat is looking onto this table here, and for some reason there's a $100 bill and a pole on that table there. And then there's a little bar right here. This bar actually has some nice detail. There's the trans green elements up top here, a couple taps, a couple mugs, and then when you look on the other side, there's actually a hammer and a couple more mugs on the inside of that bar there. Overall, the second floor, there's not a whole lot going on. The first floor is definitely a lot better than the second floor. However, I do like how it's an open concept so that guests can look down onto the stage of the music club. Honestly, the most detailed floor is the one we're about to have a look at, which is the third floor. It's definitely packed with detail. The nice thing about it is it's actually all tiled in there, which definitely is a nice touch and looks way better than having open studs. Lots of detail in here. This place is pretty cool. Starting on the left side here, we have a washroom. So there is a toilet which is built into the wall, a sink, and then just a little counter right here with a little bush on it. It's funny, when you come in the door, there is a little dog waiting for the owner to come back. Little cabinet right here as well. This is a couch, nice red design with the blue top, and some cushions with some of those semi-rounded tiles there. We've got a refrigerator, a sink, a cooktop, some food on a plate, I believe, a croissant, and just the kitchen counter here, along with the oven right here that has an oven range above it. Then we have just a TV right here mounted, a TV table with a newspaper and another print piece. And then we have the bed right in here. The bed has a nice cover that can just be removed here, just like that there. So pretty nice looking bed. For some reason, the bed has a $100 bill snotted to it. And then there's just a little cabinet right over here as well. But lots of detail crammed into the apartment of this set. I really enjoyed building it. Lots of great use of all the unique shaped tiles that are found in Assembly Square. So everybody, that wraps up our review of the Music Club alternate build here, built from the parts and pieces from the Assembly Square. Nice inverted corner for the Lego City. Let me know what you think of it by commenting below. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out here in the very near future. Peace out. Have a good one.